And here we are with episode 52. Officially, we have made one of these for you to watch one a week for a whole year.
Yep. So, I mean, luckily they're all 30 minutes long, which basically means that it's not too much of a binge.
Approximately 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
Those are some long 30-minute stretches, okay? Some of
True.
them are some very long 30-minute stretches. But as always, we are Half Hour Henshin, here to talk to you about the current latest tokusatsu shows going on. Trying to keep it to half an hour, but smiles. Uh, as
I mean,
always,
yeah.
there's no way I can't actually smile. This is an audio medium. I had no other way of doing that. But as always, I am one of your hosts, Sleepy Witch, joined by my other host.
DJ Azure, the 2.5D here, TalkTuber.
And it is that time again. Around this time last year, we started this podcast talking about the first episode of Geeks. And this week, we got the first episode of Gotchard.
Yeah, get your game on.
I haven't seen all those jokes. It's very funny.
Oh my god, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX jokes, I love it.
I mean, like I said, I do like the style of the suit. It does. When I originally said it gives you like a Digimon feel, but it also does give me like a GX feel. Like, if you put Gotchard on a card, you could be like, yeah, that's an elemental hero. I'd buy it.
Dude, like, the crazy part too, though, is that a lot of the mass heroes and stuff like that. I believe they're actually a subtype of the heroes. That's manga exclusive, and I know this because I read the GX manga. The GX manga actually does not follow the same story as
It does not. I remember it, yeah, because I read some of it too. Not a lot of it. When I read it, like, it was only like a couple of the first chapters were available online, but enough for me to know, like, oh, this is really different. But yeah, no. The mass heroes being like an offshoot of the elemental heroes is cool. But the big thing, we have Gotchard, we have a guy getting obliterated by, again, cards and Egyptian bad guys.
So what's really funny is that little Karibo of Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge has actually been really getting into Kamen Rider, and it's been freaking amazing because I love it.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing that stuff. Also, I love it to say like Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. You could just say Little Karibo of Little Karibo fan. I feel like people just know who he is at this point.
True. I mean, like, to be honest, I didn't really like look into his stuff lately until now.
Sure.
because of him getting back into because of him getting into Kamen Rider. But it's really funny. He says that he can't escape ancient Egyptian stuff.
Yeah, you really can't. Or card games.
Yeah, but it's really cool though. Like, we actually do have the Fates. We do have a Tropos Clotho, and I always forget the third one.
I can't pronounce them. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But yeah, we have the Greek Fates. Yeah.
Greek / Roman. They borrow a lot from each other.
Yeah.
But it was really funny. Just the vibes this episode. This episode was just cute. I liked it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think you can top Yeet's first episode for me right now. Like,
yeah, no, that's one of the unfortunate things I've been seeing around online. Let's say, but Geet's first episode though.
Yeah,
I'm like,
because this episode I think was fine. Like, there was nothing where I'd be like, oh, I hated this episode because of this. But it's like that first episode of Geet was like so perfect.
Yeah, exactly. And after that, we also came off of Geese's final episode, which despite its rough middle, because I mean every show has a rough middle, like, it ended in such a perfect way that it's hard to follow that up. And then so we basically got this super serious thing about following your dreams, and now we have a guy that has no dream. He's still trying to find his dream, and he's so happy. I love him.
He's
so cute.
He's adorable. Hotaro's like a cute main character. He's honestly kind of like if we would have gotten Keiwa as a main character. I feel like this is exactly what I picture Keiwa in high school being like.
Yeah, I actually, as my friend said it, I was talking with my friend, and he was like saying, I'm just gonna keep thinking about Michinang until Valorad shows up in Gotchard and starts beating the shit out of Gotchard. Gotchard is so genky, I need someone to bully him. And then after that, I said, wait, no, but he's so cute. But I mean, Rene, the other protagonist, protagonist who's like his classmate is like, it's like say, but I told him, but Rene is bullying him. He's like, not enough. I need someone to beat him up, kick him so hard his suit disengages.
Oh my god. That's really funny. I get the vibes. He's cute and wholesome. I also really like that, especially we've seen the interviews where they're saying that Rina is gonna be like a dual pro tag, kind of like
Yes.
they did in W, instead of being just like a secondary character or whatever. Because one, I like that a lot. Two, from just because I've told you, I comparatively I've seen less Kamen Rider series than a lot of people, because I've gotten into this only in the past couple years. But
Yeah.
in the couple ones I've seen, it does kind of suck that it feels like all the female characters are like relegated to support, and sometimes even when they're writers, they're like writers that like are important for like a little bit, and then we like just kind of like gloss over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that does.
For that one specifically, I'm looking at Guy.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah. It's yeah. Like yeah. Just them being support. It sucks. But I mean. But okay. So
her being a dual writer or like a dual pro tag, I definitely hope we get like first, I hope she gets her own suit. Second, I hope she gets basically the equivalent of like Cross Dragon and Z, where she like kind of steals the show, in my opinion.
Please.
That would be great.
The moment she said that she wants to, like, she is the other protagonist, not just the female character. No, I'm like saying, please give her a suit. Like, then again, to be fair, I feel this all the time about like all the female writer, or like all the female characters, because we actually, what's it called, in Revice there was actually a girls remix, what's it called, girls remix like V Cinema, or like just like extra show, like sideshow, and it actually had like every female writer from the Heisei era, and it was one of the best things ever, because like we actually got some awesome like female out of suit fights. We got to see them all together. It was great. I want to see Rene be like that. But what's great though is that being the second protagonist, is that the fight scene in this episode and her basically doing what, I mean, I told you after the show last week, but
yeah, where it's the fact that Alchemist alchemy.
Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist alchemy. Yeah, the rocks falling turns them all into paper planes. I'm like, yes.
No, it was cute. Her stuff is really cool. My current vibes are basically, I'm hoping that she is going to either go the Cross Dragon route, where she's going to be kind of like his support character until like he's driven to a point that he can't use the belt, and she takes it and like almost the same. Maybe she uses a card that's too powerful to combine, and that's going to be like her gimmick. Or B, the other thing that I thought of is she's going to go the Vegeta route, which is he's got the Gotchard powers from what I think from we read the thing is like her dad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who disappeared with the stuff. So he got the power from her dad. He's the chosen one. Everything's gonna come, like alchemy is gonna come easy to him because of the Gotchard suit. And she's gonna be like, I've worked so fucking hard, and this motherfucker just shows up and outstages me. You know what I mean?
That's like that's what I feel, because I mean, like, this entire episode, like she was just snarling at him, like in class. He basically says, someone who looks for their dreams, like talking about the Renaissance, and then she basically gives a super long, detailed answer. And as we learned
also,
afterwards,
Hotaru, pay attention to history. That's a question I could have answered.
I know. Right?
Then again, I to be fair, I was like an art major, so like I guess me knowing the Renaissance is not like.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but it's also funny too, though, because since the teacher is also secretly an alchemist, as we find out at the end of the episode, she basically starts talking about alchemy, the rise of alchemy in the Renaissance, and he has to shut her up. It's like, right. Okay, you know a lot, but you need to know
this is
stop.
not what we need to talk about. Also, yeah. I love his little best friend. He looks unhinged a little bit. He's just like, I found the monster. He's real.
Talking about these monsters, okay, so number one, actually, we'll talk about Hopper 1 after this, but Nobukiyama, who's the voice of Adult Link in Ocarina of Time, which is what most people would know. But for me, he's the voice actor for Gai Shishio of Gal Gaigar. Like, he's the king of braves. So if I get to hear him yell "Stim" every episode, I will be so happy. Like, even if the show, like, has a downturn in quality, as long as I get to hear that "Stim," that's all that matters to me. Like, someone actually someone put a compilation. It's a minute and a half of every single time you just hear "Steve." Yeah, okay. I've run that joke to the ground. But
I'm glad you're very excited about this. Yeah, Steam Liner and Hopper One are cool. I mean, in like my opinion, again, like there's not like too much to say about this episode that we haven't already said in like our preview stuff. The suit is cool.
Yeah.
Some of the CG was a little bit wonky, but like pretty serviceable.
Mm-hmm.
Like it did what any first episode needs to really do, which is it introduced us characters. It gave us like a setting. Maybe it gave us too much of the setting stuff because they introduced a lot of things at once.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it was actually like done in a very
like
ordered way. So
yeah.
It's like because we were learning alongside Hotaro.
Yep.
So
which is good. I think that's the way you want to do exposition anyway. But again, it gave us the transformation. It gave us the first fight. It gave us like the wild form transformation where he just is a grasshopper for a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Like you were saying before recording, is that it's a lot like level 1 for X8. You said you didn't watch X8, but
I just seen the level 1 forms where it's like a form that they get like mid transformation almost.
Yeah, it's actually not mid transformation. It's actually a physical suit that they wear. It's really adorable. I love it.
No. I know that it's a physical suit, but it's like the halfway point of the transformation.
Oh yeah,
this is like the halfway point where he had to put like the rest of the belt on, or like he had to do the little thing again to like fully transform into the main suit.
Oh yeah.
Because I think that's the thing with X8 as well, right? Like he turns into the first time he transforms, he turns into level 1 form, and he has to do like a different thing on the belt to go all the way to the main form or whatever, right?
Yeah, you haven't seen the first episode of it, but it's really funny because he actually like opens it up and turns into level 2. They actually close it for him, saying, "No, you need to be level 1 right now." It's so funny. I love it. It's great. Also, the Gotchard driver looks a lot bigger than I expected it to be, or he might just be a small dude.
He might just be like a thin dude. In the way that like once we saw like Michinaga out of baggy clothes, like, oh, he's a smaller dude than I thought.
Yeah. My friend won't get over how thin his waist is. Okay, but enough of that. But we also got to see our first kick.
Yeah,
Christ,
I mean,
that
it looked
kick.
cool. I liked all the jokes about the fact that part of the fight is filmed in like security footage.
Yeah, that drone camera was iffy.
It was I was like, for a second I was like, did the quality just drop?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too, because I actually watched the raw and I'm like,
yeah. So yeah. Now, to be fair, I feel like the CG for the transformation was really good.
It was.
It's again, it was just an episode that I think was like fine. And again, unfortunately, whatever was going to compare it to is Geet's first episode, which is like phenomenal in my opinion. And so it's hard to compete. I'm still excited about it. I'm still pretty happy. And I mean, even if, like you said, the quality goes really bad, I mean, that'll be something for us to talk about.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, like it's honestly really happy, because we haven't had a high schooler technically since Zio.
Oh no, Zio.
Actually Zio. Yeah. Zio was actually a high schooler.
I forget about Zio.
Yeah, but since Forze, and everyone knows I love Forze, like number one rider in my heart.
That is your boy.
Yeah, so us getting a super happy season. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, it'll be very cute. But no, we got to move on because we're going over the 10 minutes for this segment already. Rainbow Appears Part 2 for Ultraman Blazer. Blazer continues to fucking look fantastic. Honestly, the suit fights are really cool.
Yeah. Once again, like this show just reminds me about how much I love technically side characters to like the heroes. But then again, to be fair, we have an entire team. But the fact that the entire team, especially with our new Mod 2, Earthy, like it's like they support each other because Earth is able to do all the covering fire that Ultraman needs, that Blazer needs to get in. and I love that.
Yep, and then Ultraman was the one who Blazer was the one who was able to hold them down basically, so they could take the shot with the railgun, which
Yeah,
was sick.
it's
Uh,
great. And as my and with the finisher for this episode, as someone in my community said it, taste the rainbow.
that's good. I'm gonna be honest. It's because I've been watching the anime for One Piece. I thought he was gonna grab the rainbow and like throw it back, kind of like Luffy grabbing the lightning. I thought it was gonna be something like that. It was cool seeing it turn into like the little sphere, and he was able to use the attack. The attack
Mhm.
really reminded me of like when you pick up the leaf shield for Mega Man,
Oh
and you just got the
yes.
little leaf shield spinning, and you just throw it.
Hmm.
Uh, it was cool. It was cool seeing an upgrade. I wasn't sure again because I haven't seen other Ultraman media. So when you got the new coin, I was like, oh, is he gonna get like a suit upgrade? Is he gonna get like a new form? But it being like a special attack makes sense because it's not a
Yeah,
suit. It's just him, you know.
yeah. I saw that and I'm like, no, no, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy it. I don't want to buy it. It's
I,
like it's like it was so like focused that I'm like, no, I'm not gonna buy it. It's like I have to hold myself back from just going online and just searching up Blazer Brace.
yeah, yeah. I might buy it at some point. We'll see. What I really want is the Earth Garen figure arts.
Yeah.
That
Okay,
thing
so
looks
I mean,
awesome.
I'm not sure if I told, I'm not sure if I talked about it on the podcast, but a little bit, but about how because I saw the designer for a lot of the toys for Toku, yeah, like how in Japan, combining toys and role play toys are super popular there, but worldwide it's action figures. And every single time I see Ultraman fans, they have tons and tons of figures of him, like every single one. Like it
Nice.
is an army. Like they have like an army of Ultraman figures, and I'm like, no wonder Ultraman does really. No wonder Ultraman would sell really well in America if if it was a little bit more popular.
Yep. But yep, we got to see some really cute stuff. I liked our second in command talking to the professor and basically giving him all the right answers, and then him being like, "But only one of us can be right. Let's see who triumphs." Basically.
Yeah, talk about Teraraki. It's like when I saw that, I'm like, please don't let this be the Teraraki. Please don't let this count as the Teraraki. Um,
Episode.
what's it called? Yeah, as the focus episode for them, because they need their own episode. Like everyone else has had an episode already, and we're getting well spoilers. We're getting an Henri episode next week, but I want to see Teraki's episode because he's so straight laced. He follows every rule to the T. He's so like uptight.
And
I love it.
I love how the vibe for this is like I understand you, but like seriously, you can't just kill everyone though.
Yeah, it's so
Uh,
funny.
he had a really good shot when he shot the bracelet off, and
Mhm.
it was a really cute scene of him and Captain Gento fishing it or doing farm work and being like, "Can you teach me to fish?"
Yeah, that was so cute. Yeah, like I said, I love this team. That's the important part about Toku for me. The team needs to be good, which is why I'm really hoping that Gotchard, like the Alchemy Academy will be good, and I hope they're as good as the other contestants in DGP, because I guess that technically was the quote unquote team or support unit.
Right, right.
But talking about teams.
Oh my god. Royal Sentai, King Oger.
Okay, which order do you want to do this in? Because there's a lot.
I don't know, man. We got to start on the only thing I got to say. You ready to review our favorite show, Osama Sentai King Oger Shippuden?
Okay, you say that. I say Tengen Toppa King Oger.
Well, no, yeah, honestly. To be fair, they did a time skip too. Yeah, 2 year time skip that immediately starts with us watching Jeremy get almost killed.
Yeah, and then after that, and like I mean, I don't think we actually saw. I don't think we actually saw Kamajim get blown up. Like he just kind of yeeted himself off, like after killing Bugnarok, but he comes back with a slight color change, like he's like player 2 Kamajim, and he's
Alternate
there.
color Kamajin, yeah.
Yeah, but he's there, and it basically really sets up that yeah, they're a threat now.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting too because I feel like the biggest thing you talked about before this was like the Bug Narok and especially Death Narok was just like didn't feel like a threat because they like beat him like every 2 episodes.
Yeah, yeah,
Like they
he
beat
just
him
dropped.
himself, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like he did not feel like a threat, and it's like, it's like this episode's like, we planned for this. Take a look at these guys,
Yep.
and power scaling's a bitch.
Yep. So let's talk about like the simple stuff first. It was really funny seeing all the retainers as kings. I feel like it's kind of out of character for Sebastian to get kind of lazy and fat when he's king, but like
I mean, at the same time, I mean,
it's kind of a
he's
joke.
he's also a 27-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he's a 27-year-old that was under stress from the most selfish queen. So
Yeah, understandable. I thought it was really funny when we switched to tofu that everyone's just like crying, like we miss Kagura.
yeah, talking about this entire sequence, it is like an exact parallel to when we first saw them too.
Yep.
Like it was a parallel to episode 1, and I love that. Like we even got the walk with the Monster Hunter ripoff theme.
Yep. My favorite one though was Morphonia's. Rita, is it okay if I call sick? And then she does like the fake Mofun voice.
Yeah, and
Uh
yeah, but it's like I felt really bad for Morphonia, but like it's like, when are you gonna come back? And it's like, oh, okay. And then after that we see like, but yeah, we get our conference, we see the kings there, and Gary's like saying, well, we can't really do anything about after what they did, and we'll get to that at the end because
yeah,
I want to save that for the end.
we
I
gotta make
want
a
to save that for the
because that
end.
happens at the end of the episode and it really is fucking funny as shit. Like God.
No, no, no,
Anyway,
no, no. Yeah, yeah.
Fury of the Gods, Part 2. This is the
Woo!
one thing I've been talking about that I've been kind of waiting to get to because it was like they set it up as a mystery, and I've been like, "Hey, can we focus on that?" And the show's basically been like, "No, we do not want to."
And we see why. It's actually much more fucked up than we expected it to be,
Yep,
because we see the
king of
king.
the galactic sex,
Oh,
galactic
yeah,
insects. I'm not gonna be able to say that properly ever, so I'm just gonna. Uh,
yeah. Oh man, yeah.
Spacebug King
He
shows up.
is.
I love his design. I love how like he looks like he has a little goofy face, but then when you zoom in, that's
Mhm.
like his pompadour.
Yeah, it's. Apparently he's water bear themed. So he's a water bear insect, and
Okay.
whew.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, okay, it's like I'm trying to figure out where I want to start with this, but I think I know exactly where I'm going to start with it. Hey kids, want an existential crisis? Look at how small you are.
Yeah. My where I wanted to start with this was in the narration from the theme song. Terra is a small planet in the corner of the universe. And today we saw how small. The big thing is Gira gets teleported into different planets, and we get to see the scale of the galactic sect dude, and he's gigantic. The universe is small compared to him. And
Yeah,
even when
and
we get the intro music and people are fighting, not a single thing they do hurts him.
yeah, it's like he's even checking his nails. Like,
Yep.
oh, my nails are getting long, and it's like this dude, like, he's not Death and Rock.
No.
He's like, his intro is basically summoning meteors.
Yep.
Like,
And it's summoning meteors, and then when you see like the context is that he like can grow huge and he just chucks little rocks he finds like in space at them. Uh
yeah, and like, what's even crazier too though was that he's basically talking about how it's like what is it? He was basically just cleaning up his room, and it's just a small corner of the universe, and his room is a cube floating, and like it zooms out outside the cube, and it's just nothingness.
Yep.
Hey kids, what an existential crisis.
Yep, the literal like, hey, you're too small to comprehend what even happens outside the universe, so it's all blank, and so it's either nothingness or it's just supposed to be a metaphor for things we can't comprehend. So regardless, existential crises abound. I think the
Yeah.
biggest thing this episode does, and the most important thing that really, in my opinion, makes the rest of the season that we've gotten before way better too, is that it recontextualizes all of Rackle's actions.
Yes, it does.
Especially since he says that even the previous king and the kings before that have known about this about him and about the fact that basically if they don't try to wipe out the Bugnarok, that they will be wiped out themselves by an entity that is more powerful than they can even comprehend. And it also really explains why Jeremy's dad shacking up with a Bugnarok was enough to basically get him erased from all the history books.
Yeah, it's
fucked.
crazy. Yeah, it's absolutely messed up. What's also crazy about this too is that, okay, number one, I still can't just stop thinking about Gurren Lagann. Number one,
but we really won't be able to. I hope they get a drill weapon somewhere in this season.
Yeah, is it time for us to steal our joke from Geets and say, okay, yeah, they're not beating the Gurren Lagann accusations now?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's episode 1. The Gurren Lagann allegations have started. Will King Azure beat the Gurren Lagann allegations by the end of the season? We don't know.
I mean, that's not a knock on it. It's actually like, number one, I mean, Gurren Lagann was...
I mean, it's a pivotal cornerstone of like, yeah, first of all, it's a pivotal cornerstone of like anime and like Japanese media, and it's like one of the most popular things that has come out, like especially from around that time. Second of all, I mean, you can be inspired and still do storylines from stuff and make it different. And, I mean, this is already different enough with it being like the galactic sense and like a bunch of other things, but like the vibes are there. It was some really trippy CG for his little cube room. I caught that there was a little error when he's swinging on his thing. The undersides of his shoes have accidentally been mapped out as well.
Yeah, I mean, talk about that. Like he's just a kid that's bored.
Yeah,
like that's the craziest part about this. Like he's not like he's the king of his universe, and he's just a kid that's bored and just like said, I'm just gonna clean up. It's like, oh man, this is taking too long. What if they cleaned up for me?
Yep. The designs for the like royal jesters are pretty cool. I do vibe with them. It was really cool seeing all the kings show back up and then not even really be able to do much to them. The fight with between Blue and his guy, with that like first choreographed stuff at the end, when the guy's like moving at super speed and Blue's blocking with the shield and stuff, that was really, really good. My opinion.
Yeah, like that was also cool. And the thing I loved about it too was the fact that, like, remember I was like just talking about, oh cool, we just have Death in the Rock and just Common Gym and that's it. And it's like I kind of wish there was more. Hey, let me introduce you to the Galactic Insects.
Yep, and we got more guys to deal with now.
Yeah, and not only that, one for each, and except technically not Jeremy.
We'll see. It legitimately might be a thing where like the big guy's so strong that it's like a Jeremy Gira combination to fight him.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's funny that you say Jeremy Gira combination when we're gonna talk at the end.
yeah. But no, there were two things that were my favorite things this episode. One, it was the fact that the moment the kings show up, you see it like revitalize all their citizens and everyone get up, and it was really cool. Especially because the way Yanma shows up blocking the blast and like with his sword and everything, super cool. But my favorite thing was when the king is asking Gira to submit, and you see like the zoom in on Jeremy, and it's like, Gira, like Gira, are you gonna wipe us out? And you just see like the little grin come up on Gira's face, and Jeremy instantly knows what's about to happen, so he also starts smiling.
Yeah, it's episode 1 all over again, and that's why I loved it. It was literally another episode 1. Everything was a parallel, and it was like, hell yeah.
And everything was a parallel, but everything's been set up so that the parallel really works. And again, I just love the like, Gira's about to give another Tyrant King speech, and Jeremy just sees it coming a mile away, but Jeremy's like, yeah, this is what I was waiting for.
Exactly. Like,
before we talk about the funniest joke, as because we're running up our 30 minutes, the funniest joke being what people were in jail for. Next episode, body swap.
Yes, body swap episode, and I'm so excited because we have Gira and Jeremy body swapping, and the screen cap I took was of Gira doing the Jeremy eyes squinting dramatic hand gesture. We have
I think it's Dabowski's and Himeno's body.
Yes, that one's funny as hell because we actually get to see Himeno like doing all the really, really big, not graceful movements of Dabowski.
Yeah, like the body stomping and the digging around and the like. Yeah.
That's actually a really good swap. I can't wait to see how to do that. And of course, we have And of course, we have Yanma and Rita. And it's really cool how they did this one because number one, we see a lot of Yanma doing the Rita scream. So I'm excited for that. Like every single shot of Yanma for the episode preview was him doing the Rita scream.
I also love how Rita's wearing like a mask on Yama because they don't want us to have their face uncovered.
Yeah, that's actually super cool. Yeah, Yanma's wearing a black mask. Rita's actually face is uncovered. Yeah, it's super cool.
Yep.
Yeah,
but again,
it's so cool.
Now the biggest part of this episode, why were the kings in jail?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's actually another thing. Yeah, because we see our little invisible insect buddy, basically give back the swords and to the kings that were in jail. Why were they in jail? Well, Yanma,
guilty of monopolizing global power output to develop his ultra computer throughout the heaven and earth. This alone is the honored rig. The fucking Jujutsu Kaisen joke.
Apparently it's a Buddhist thing. Apparently it's a Buddhist thing, and that's the reason why. Like even Gojo, I think Gojo, right?
It's Gojo who does it. Basically, when he like unlocks his big power up in the preview thing, it's literally like throughout heaven and earth, I alone am the honored one.
Oh
but God. Also, that just happened like 2 weeks ago in that anime. That's why I'm thinking about it. Because or not 2 weeks ago, because they took a break before they did the next arc, basically. But basically, like at most a month ago, the episode where he was like basically called out, that line came out. So this is just some funny timing. Himeno Ran.
Who basically set off the largest firework, which is 100 megatons.
1,000.
And it was 1,000. Oh my God!
It says 1,000.
Okay. So what's funny about that? People were actually talking about how the largest bomb that's been ever like done in human history, I think, was only 50 megatons.
Anyway, Himeno's a menace. I love her for this.
And then there's your favorite character, Dabowski, who
arrested after his subterranean pillar system. The anteater is proven to be weaponized. Which honestly, great, good for him. That's really funny. I honestly hope they show us flashbacks of that. But then your favorite.
She was spending time in jail as a way to use mandatory vacation time.
Rita just amounted so much fucking paid time off that they were forced to fucking take it. Literally thrown in jail so that their paid time off could be honored. That's really funny, and that's the one I feel like fits them the most.
I love this show so much.
It's good, especially because like such a serious thing happens, and then like immediately we get like the dopiest joke in the whole thing. So fun.
Yeah, like it's funny too because like like the fact that we're enjoying these characters so much, like it's like how are they gonna follow Dawn Brothers, and they're doing it.
I think so, at least with the characters. Like I said, some of the stuff in this, especially some of the CG stuff, has not been my favorite. But Dawn Brothers also had a bunch of CG stuff that I just wasn't my favorite. CG. Yeah. But it's still good. I'm still really enjoying it, and I'm really vibing with the characters, and I feel like that's kind of the point. So with that, our 52nd episode, and next week we'll do our 53rd. I need to go draw up the new little Gotchard thing for the thumbnails now.
Oh, that's right. Well, I mean, hey, you're gonna be using it for at least 6 months, right?
Yeah, at least, honestly. And at least I only have to draw half, since the other half is still gonna stay the King Azure one. But with that, thank you as always for listening. We have been Half Hour Henshin. Later. This program is brought to you by
our unending love of tokusatsu.
If you enjoyed the show, please be sure to like and subscribe.
And hit the bell for notifications. And if you would like to support us further, consider becoming a patron at our Patreon, Half Hour Henshin.
You can get some exclusive benefits, such as your name in the credits and joining our sticker club. Or, if you want to help with a one-time donation,
you can also find us at Ko-fi at Half Hour Henshin. You can email us with any questions or theories at halfhourhenshin@gmail.com or on Twitter at halfhourhenshin.